So in your case, you mean to say infrastructure. Can you explain more? What do you mean? What kind of infrastructure for Indonesia?
Well, the one thing, the infrastructure in Indonesia, the question is, where are most of these engineering going? Okay, I mean, the society has to provide an infrastructure in which there is a need for these engineers. Okay, yeah, it's sort of great to have an engineering degree, but then if you end up going to being a banker, right, I don't want anyone that I teach that their only choice is to become a banker. Then what am I doing?
So my understanding is from your statement is you challenge whoever view this statement, either Indonesian government or education institution in Indonesia.
No.
The challenge to have that, to prepare that infrastructure.
No. It's not that I challenge them to have the infrastructure. There are two aspects of it. Is that okay? For one, I'm sure I'm not the only one in this boat. Okay, I am sure that there are other Indonesians that well, maybe or maybe not. I mean, I hope there are other Indonesians, but there's definitely one that's here that are dying to really contribute to Indonesia.
You're right.
Okay, I mean, it's not that we're trying to be arrogant. It's actually, in a sense, almost painful that we're actually contributing here, where you see advancement to a country that's really not mine. Okay, no matter what. Okay, but believe me, here, if you have the skill set, regardless of what they say, right? If they need you, they'll ask for you. Okay, and it's the same thing here. They needed me to teach this class. They asked me. I didn't ask them to teach this class.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, everything has to sort of fit in. I'm on the sort of edge of technology. I do push research. I'm actually I'm developing products that are not like run-of-the-mainstream type, production type stuff. Most of the stuff that I work on go into research facility to continue to push the edge, right? Because here people understand that research is the future, right? And that's really where sort of the bright spot of the United States is. That's why the United States can sit there and claim, right? They can sit there and claim that they can have a future, is because they have the infrastructure for research, right? And the freedom for research. Now, also to be fair, I don't like to make these sort of bold and generalized statements, is because, of course, I've never really lived in Indonesia for a long period of time. But the time that I did go and see and had visited and had offered, this sort of technology that's available, and it's not just in Indonesia, it's also here. There's a lot of people that are very closed-minded. They're not necessarily, I wouldn't say, how would I say it? Not as open or not as broad. They're very narrow, and it's understandable because Indonesia has many other problems than it comes in. Because when I was there and presented automation, what happens with automation? You present with automation, the problem is, you have a huge labor force. What do you do with automation? How can you suggest automation? People are going to be out of work, okay? Yeah, okay, but the problem is if you don't have automation, you can kiss the semiconductor manufacturing things goodbye, okay? Do you think that all these things that are actually made in China are actually all mostly just manual labor? Yeah, they have a huge labor source too. The labor force is cheap. But a lot of factories that are being built, okay, are also automated. There's no doubt about it. I mean, so it's hard to, it's hard, and then also the other aspect is, and this I guess is not necessarily a challenge to the government, but the government should actually see it. I'm a firm believer, being, again, through the sciences, doing things that are here, there's this aspect that's the Gaussian distribution. Okay? Everything in nature follows the Gaussian distribution. Okay? And Indonesia is the 4th most populated country in the world. Indonesia, no matter what, okay, should be 4th in everything in the world. They should be at least, okay, because there's no reason for it. Gaussian-wise, it would be 4th. U.S. is only number, and U.S., believe it or not, is now at a point where I am sure that they're worried. Given everything is equal, okay, given everything is equal, believe me, again, hopefully it won't even happen in the lifetime of my kids, okay? But if you're given everything is equal, believe me, America will be third. They will have to be third. Given everything else is equal for everyone else.
Oh, I understand.
For everyone else. Given everything to everyone else, United States will be third. Okay? And that's because the United States is third in population. There is no way that you can sit there. The world is not going to let that happen. There's something, we all come from the same gene pool. It's all a Gaussian distribution. Eventually China will have the most creative people. You can't do that. It's the number system. The world works on numbers.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. Now, again, given everything equal, which means given the food sources the same, given the political situations, given that the opportunity of learning and applying and growth is the same, China will have more creative people than the United States. United States would be in a very, very arrogant position to think that they're going to be number one forever. Now, the only thing that they can do is sit there and say, or create a situation where, you know, the social structure and the government structure does not become the same. Yeah. Right? The other aspect is money. Well, even now, money, you can see it. There's a lot of money in China. So, right? And then second will be India. And there's no doubt. And that's already happening. Right? Computer science-wise, it's pretty much in India. Little do people know, I mean, Microsoft has a huge, huge research facility in India. Right? They have some here, but there's a huge, because again, populations-wise, they're going to be second. The only reason that it's India and not China yet is because India has the English infrastructure in place. Right? The system that was brought them, right? There were way more Indian students here when I was going here than it was Indonesian students. That, you know, that was the thing that was sort of the toughest.
Okay, so I can say I can reverse it. It's actually your statement is like a friendly call of warning.
No, it's not even that.
Because I mean to say Indonesia has to face this challenge and has to face the competition, fierce competition for the.
Well, yeah, I mean competition. Yeah, sure, come on. I think
so. They have to do something.
Okay. So I think in the eyes of the United, or at least in my eyes, and I may be wrong because I don't look into it, but in my eyes, okay, I think competitive-wise, from a business point of view and a manufacturing point, if I sit there and now started getting steam and angry at the Indonesian government, is why is Vietnam exporting more stuff into the United States than Indonesia?
You have that reason, yeah.
Okay. The other aspect is natural resources. Okay. Indonesia has all this oil. Why are they not leading in oil R&D? They are the largest tin deposit in the world. Okay. They should know everything there is to know about tin. They should have it in such a fact that they have international patents where nobody else can work with tin except for Indonesia. That's what the United States does. Okay? I was like incredibly surprised. Malaysia themselves. Okay? I don't see it from Indonesia at all. Malaysia themselves, when I was working at these DNA spotting machines, right? Malaysia themselves, these are like $1 million machines. We shipped 3 of them. These are machines that I worked on. Okay? Personally, I worked on, and I know they ship. They ship into the middle of the jungle in Malaysia. Because I know the service people all complain. They go, oh my God, there's a service call. And these guys, I mean, you have to be helicoptered in. It's like way in the remote place in Malaysia. Okay? But what do? Everybody else we're shipping these machines to in the United States and Europe is doing Human Genome Project. Because that was the big one. The Human Genome Project. But what to do? Malaysia recognized it. Forget it. Let them do the human genome. Okay? Our number one national product is palm oil. We are going to know everything there is to know genetically about palm oil. And that's what those machines was. I was like, wow, really? They're spotting palm oil genes? Because they wanted to, because that was, so I'm sitting there going, okay, are we shipping any of our machines to Indonesia to do things about rice? Rice has a DNA structure, and what happened? Texas are doing it with rice, genetically modified stuff. What are you gonna do? You can't. See, these are the things. I mean, I know it's hard. Okay, I know Indonesia is developing. I know it's hard, and I don't know all about how the political, because my eyes come in from here.
Yes.
You know, but I wish I would.